Your Excellency, the Chair of the Summit of the EAC Heads of State, and other members of the Summit, thank you so much, the brass band. Your Excellencies, you can take your seats. Your Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya and Chairperson of the Summit of the EAC Heads of State. Your Excellency, President of the United Republic of Tanzania. Your Excellency Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda. Your Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi. Your Excellency Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Somalia, special guest of the 22nd Summit of Heads of State. The Right Honorable Edward Ngirente, Prime Minister of the Republic of Rwanda, representing President Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda. The Right Honorable Jean Michel Sama Lukonde Kienje, Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo, representing President Felix Antoine Tshisekedi, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Honorable Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin, Minister of Presidential Affairs, Republic of South Sudan, representing President Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan. The Honorable Betty Maina, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of East African Community and Regional Development, Kenya, and Chairperson of the Council of Ministers. Honorable members of the EAC Council of Ministers and ministers from EAC partner states, the Secretary General of the EAC, former Secretaries General of the EAC, heads of international organizations and regional economic communities, heads of organs and institutions of the EAC, members of the Diplomatic Corps, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Your Excellencies, Welcome to your 22nd meeting of the Summit of the EAC Heads of States. My name is James Otieno Joey. I serve the community as Deputy Executive Secretary to the Kiswahili Commission, which is one of the institutions of the EAC based in Zanzibar. Allow me, Your Excellencies, to very quickly take you through the program that we'll deal with this afternoon in this plenary summit of the heads of state. First, Your Excellencies will receive statement by the outgoing chairperson of the summit and change of chairmanship of the community. That will be followed by the constitution of the Bureau, whereupon the new chair of the community is expected to take stewardship and chairmanship of the community. Then we'll have statement by the incoming chairperson of the summit. Then we'll have the chair adopt the agenda in consultation with other summit members. After the adoption of the agenda, there will be welcoming statement by the Honorable Secretary General. The Secretary General will then invite the chairperson of the Council to present the report of the Council to the summit. After that, Your Excellencies will have the appointment of judges to the East African Court of Justice. This will be followed by the designation of the Vice President and of the EACJ and Deputy Principal Judge of the EACJ. That will be followed by assent to bills passed by the East African Legislative Assembly, followed by the award to the winners of the EAC Students Essay Writing Competition. After that, the chair of the summit will have the opportunity to allow other members of the summit to make brief remarks, after which the communique of the summit will be read by the Secretary General, and after that the communique will be signed and adopted, followed by a photo session, after which Your Excellencies, you'll depart at your pleasure. Your Excellencies, allow me with utmost honor to welcome the chair of the summit to make his remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I call to order this 22nd Ordinary Summit of the East African Community. Your Excellencies, invited guests, all protocols observed, I'm pleased to welcome you to the plenary of our 22nd Ordinary Summit, and I want to thank you all for attending. We recall that at the 21st Summit, held on the 27th of February 2021, the summit resolved that the Republic of Kenya would be the new chairperson of the community, while the Republic of Burundi would be the rapporteur. The summit at the time clarified that the Republic of Burundi would become the next chairperson after the Republic of Kenya. Article 12(2) of the treaty provides that the tenure of office of the chairperson is 1 year, and in the circumstance, the 1 year has elapsed, and at this meeting, the Bureau has changed in the closed session, and a decision was taken that the next rapporteur will be the Republic of South Sudan. So before I hand over to our new chairperson and rapporteur, who are the President of the Republic of Burundi and the Republic of South Sudan, respectively, allow me, Excellencies, to make my statement. Your Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi and the incoming chairperson of the summit, Your Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Your Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, our special guest, President Sheikh Hassan, President of the Republic of Somalia, Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of Rwanda, Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Honorable Minister of the Presidency, Representative of South Sudan, Honorable Ministers, distinguished delegates, senior officials, ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by taking this opportunity to congratulate our new chairperson of this summit, who is my brother, President Evariste Ndayishimiye of the Republic of Burundi, on his assumption of the chairmanship of the East African Community. I also take this early opportunity to thank Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu and the people of the United Republic of Tanzania for the warm reception and hospitality accorded to our delegations participating in this summit. And I want to thank you, Excellencies, for having bestowed upon me the responsibility of steering this community since the 27th of February 2021, and I am truly grateful for your unreserved and immense support during my tenure as chair. Let me also take this opportunity through the Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo, His Excellency Jean-Michel Samia Lukude Kienga, into this group of like-minded nations, Karibu Sana, East Africa. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the aspirations and expectations of our citizens on the regional integration agenda remain high. The people desire an inclusive, equitable, responsive integration process that addresses their daily needs. The citizens are also looking to us to fast-track and implement programs and projects that will transform our region. While the East African community is ranked as one of the most integrated RECs in Africa, our citizens are yet to enjoy fully the freedom and rights of integration. Therefore, our responsibility at all leadership levels should be to ensure that the objectives of establishing the community are on course. While establishing the community more than 2 decades ago, we envisioned 4 pillars of integration: the customs union, the common market, the monetary union, and ultimately our dream of a political federation. Among them, the operationalization of the customs union, established in 2005, and the common market, established in 2010, are on course. Albeit slow-paced, the community has also made significant trade regime. Deepening financial integration. Indigenous banks have adopted a regional business model motivated by client demand and their own corporate structures and/or by opportunities along the regional trade corridors. The banks display operational integration within the East African community and also along our trade corridors in South Sudan and the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. With regard to standards, this will enable the region apply basic rules for food safety and animal and plant health standards to ensure that food is safe for consumers and to prevent the spread of pests or disease among animals and plants. The measures apply to domestically produced food or local animal and plant diseases, as well as to products coming from other countries. The East African Council of Ministers also adopted the East African Community Customs Management Amendment Bill 2021 and the East African Community Standardization, Conformity, Assessment, and Accreditation Bill, which will be debated by the East African Legislative Assembly before their enactment. We have also seen the growth of dry ports. Progress, for example, has been made to directing cargo freight from Mombasa destined for onward transportation to neighboring countries to the Naivasha Inland Container Depot, and this is ongoing. These inland dry ports will enhance efficiency in cargo management and is expected to reduce transit costs in the long run. Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda have also successfully negotiated the classification of the seas along the East African coast, and this declassification will reduce the cost of insurance and shipping and costs of doing business through the ports of Lamu, Mombasa, and Dar es Salaam. This will make the ports of the East African region that much more competitive. Kenya and South Sudan waived the visa requirements for both their citizens in line with Article 10 of the East African Common Market Protocol. The two partner states committed to allow workers from each of their countries to accept employment within each other's territory. South Sudan also waived visa requirements for their nationals. Partner states have revitalized the use of bilateral frameworks to resolve non-tariff barriers and strengthen cooperation among themselves. Kenya and Tanzania, for example, have so far resolved 52 out of 68 non-tariff barriers. The two states have also signed MOUs for cooperation in education and research, as well as on border management. The East African Council of Ministers has allocated funds for the national consultation on the Political Confederation Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, the United Republic of Tanzania, and the other countries will follow. Unfortunately, there was a delay due to COVID, but these consultations will now proceed to the other countries as well. The East African Protocol on Tourism and Wildlife Management has been adopted by the Council and is expected to be ratified by partner states. This cooperation framework will open opportunities to maximize on the potential of safari tourism and to jointly preserve and sustainably use our wildlife and shared ecosystems. The East African Council of Ministers adopted the EAC Surveillance Compliance and Enforcement Commission Bill and the East African Financial Services Commission Bill, which will provide the legal framework for the establishment of the institutions that support the monetary union pillar. Kenya and Uganda also endorsed the construction of a Kenyan $1 billion Ngolo Irrigation and Water Resource Development Project. The project will benefit 127,000 people on both sides of the border. The project will irrigate 3,300 hectares of farmland and supply water to 20,000 households in Busia and Bungoma counties of Kenya and the Tororo district of Uganda. And it will generate some 1.75 megawatts of hydropower. The East African Council of Ministers adopted the following Securities Market Legal and Regulatory Frameworks Directive: Directive on Security Exchanges, Directive on Central Securities Depositories, Directive on Corporate Governance for Listed Companies, directive on real estate investment trusts, directive on regulated fees, and directive on credit rating agencies. So, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the common market is an important pillar of the East African integration, and it is fully operational. Its full operationalization will no doubt propel the community to greater heights. It is in this regard that we found it important to dedicate some time on the common market to review the journey covered and focus on achieving more grounds. So, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, this being my last summit as the President of Kenya, allow me once again to express my gratitude to the Summit of Heads of State, the Council of Ministers, the Secretary General and the staff of the community, as well as all other East African community organs and institutions for their tireless efforts and support towards promoting regional integration during the last 1 year. I am glad to note that from the summit retreat, the stakeholders brought forward excellent proposals and resolutions that will provide much-needed direction to achieving our objective of a common market. And I therefore urge all stakeholders to play their part in reinvigorating the implementation of the common market protocol commitments, and to also identify new areas of progressive liberalization. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, a fit-for-purpose institutional structure is critical in facilitating achievements of these objectives of the community. And in this regard, it is notable that significant work has been done to strengthen our institutional framework, including bringing in new expertise across all organs and institutions. And I am confident that with the incremental gains that we have made in the last year, the path towards our vision is clearer. We have achieved a lot, but there is still a lot more remaining to be done. And I urge us all to redouble our efforts to take the East African community integration process to a higher level. We owe it to our forefathers, whose vision was to have a borderless and integrated region, and we owe it to future generations who will benefit for it. I welcome the continued interest of the Federal Republic of Somalia, who are here present with us today, to join the East African community, and I do hope that the process of conducting a verification mission to facilitate her entry into the East African community will be undertaken as soon as possible. We look forward to welcoming Somalia to the community soon, so that we can expand the opportunities for our citizens to trade without barriers. Once again, may God bless you all, and may God bless our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And as you end your chairmanship of the community very deeply appreciates your leadership and contribution during that term. And Your Excellencies, it is in order that we applaud the President once again. Thank you so much. Your Excellencies, we now proceed to the next stage, which is the constitution of the Bureau. And as the outgoing chair of the summit has indicated and communicated to us, the new chair of the community is the President of the Republic of Burundi, and will now constitute the Bureau by requesting the CTC to hand over to the Secretary General the instruments of power for administration of the community to be handed over to the incoming chair. The incoming chair, you are kindly requested to take the chairmanship of the community and go closer to the outgoing chair so that he can hand over to you the instruments that you'll be using to guide the community. Thank you. Excellency, the President of Kenya, we now request you to take the seat where the President of Burundi was. Protocol, could you kindly assist us move the flag of the Republic of Burundi to where the chair of the summit is, and the flag of the Republic of Kenya to the position of the President of the Republic of Kenya. Your Excellencies, the Bureau is now fully constituted, and I'll request the incoming chairperson of the summit, I will humbly now request the incoming chairperson of the summit, President Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, to make his opening remarks. You are most welcome.
Your Excellencies, our protocol observed, I thank you for the trust in trusting in me to be your chairperson and the steward the affairs of our community. Pursuant to Rule 5 of the Rule of Procedure for the Summit of Head States or Government, its requirement to have a bureau for our meetings. I now call for the constitution of the Bureau with Burundi as chairperson and the Republic of South Sudan as rapporteur. Now, the Bureau is constituted. I thank you. Excellencies, invited guests, all protocol observed, I welcome you to this plenary of our 22nd Ordinary Summit. I thank you all for finding a time to attend this meeting. I acknowledge the presence of our special guest, my brother, the President of the Federal Republic of Somalia. You are most welcome. Excellencies, all protocol observed, as I begin my mission, I'd like to ask you to allow me to make my statement. Your Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Your Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya and outgoing chairperson of the EAC Summit of Head of State, Your Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency Dr. Edward Ngirente, Prime Minister of Rwanda, representing His Excellency President Paul Kagame, Your Excellency Jean-Michel Sama Lukonde Kyenge, Prime Minister representing His Excellency President Antoine Tshisekedi, Your Excellency Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin, Minister of Presidential Affairs representing His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, our special guest, His Excellency President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Honorable Peter Matuki, Secretary General of the East African Community, Vera Songe, UN Under-Secretary and Executive Secretary of UNECA, members of Diplomatic Corps, or invited guests, Your Excellencies. Before I go any further, I would like to thank the Almighty God who protect each and every one of us and enabled all of us to have a safe trip to Arusha. Kwa niaba ya wananchi na serikali ya Burundi na kwa niaba yangu binafsi, nitumie fursa hii kuwashukuru sana kabisa wananchi na serikali ya Jamhuri ya Muungano ya Tanzania, hususan Mheshimiwa Samia Suluhu Hassan, Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, kwa makaribisho makubwa sana yaliyotolewa kwetu tangu tuliofika katika nchi nzuri hii. I take this opportunity to thank the East African Community Head of State for trusting me with the role of chairing the East Africa Summit for the next 1 year. I think to be a prosperous, competitive, secure, stable, and politically united East Africa. You are also aware that the objective of our community is to develop policies and a program aimed in widening and deepening cooperation among the partner states in the political, economic, social, cultural field, research, and technology, among significant progress in using French and Swahili in addition to English as official language in the community. With this, I believe more citizens in our region will be able to better appreciate and actively participate in the integration agenda. Your Excellencies, I am aware of outstanding verification exercise of the Federal Republic of Somalia and will endeavor to follow it up in the view to widen our integration. Pour créer un environnement commercial stable et améliorer la vie des Africains, des États de l'Afrique de l'Est, nous continuerons à renforcer la paix régionale, la sécurité, la responsabilité politique, la bonne gouvernance et à institutionnaliser les mécanismes d'intervention d'urgence de l'East African Community. En ce qui concerne la paix et la sécurité, nous veillerons à ce que notre nouvel État membre, la République démocratique du Congo, se rétablisse et fasse un long chemin vers la stabilité et le développement, y compris la mise en œuvre des décisions prises lors des récents conclaves de Nairobi. To improve the welfare of East Africans, I will endeavor to work towards strengthening the productive and the social sectors. I will work with my colleagues to ensure that women, youth, persons with disability, and the elderly in the region are able to access finance and do business and improve standards of living. To increase intra-regional trade and boost the movement of people across the region, I will work with my colleagues to ensure regional connectivity through infrastructure development such as roads, railway, waterways, airports, and the full implementation of EAC One Network area. Excellencies, to realize the benefit of the Lake Tanganyika Basin, I will work with my colleagues to follow up on the recommendation of the first Lake Tanganyika Basin Development Conference, as well as convene subsequent meetings. To boost trade and the private sector participation, we shall work towards taking full advantage of the African Community FTA and endeavor to eliminate non-tariff barriers in the region. I am aware of the financial challenge the EAC is facing, and will therefore work with my colleagues to conclude a sustainable financing mechanism of the community. Your Excellencies, I will hand over the work with my colleagues to ensure that we remain on track in implementing the priorities we set out in the 6th East African Community Development Strategy. There are: 1, provision of custom service that facilitate legitimate trade and investment in the region. 2, full implementation of East African Monetary Union Protocol. 3, the engineering of production and the logistic arrangement in line with digitalized framework to enhance e-business opportunities and stimulating interconnectivity of transport logistics. 4, development of regional infrastructure to support the integration process. 5, institutional transformation of regional level, including skills development. 6, promotion of awareness creation and dissemination of information in the community. In a specific term, the chairmanship of Burundi has ambition to make the new milestones to promote our shared goals focused in the following areas. 1 is regional peace and security agenda. I call on all of us to work together to prevent and manage conflict. It is therefore important to revitalize the East African community governance, peace and security architecture. Equally important is to ensure good neighborliness and effective implementation of decisions regarding peace and security in our region. The second is our African solidarity agenda. The future of East African community and our continent is this new global environment lies in solidarity and good neighborliness. Our community's solidarity should be called on now more than ever. Let us create solidarity frameworks that cares for the most vulnerable within our member states. The third goal is the acceleration of integration by especially developing industrialization and urgently the cost of doing business in our region. This goes through a full implementation of the One Network area, the operationalization of all our one-stop borders, the elimination of the non-tariff barriers to trade in the region, and the strengthening of e-business opportunities and stimulating of interconnectivity of transport logistics. In this regard, I intend to push for the implementation of the recommendation of the first Lake Tanganyika Basin Conference. Fourthly, there is a need of consolidation to consolidate our institutional reform. To this end, I wish to suggest that national consultation be organized in the remaining countries to pave the right path toward political confederation. In the same vein, it is important to promote quickly the use of French and Swahili as official language of the community in order to enhance the domestication of regional policies in national level. Lastly, and most importantly, is the need to improve the inclusion of women and young people in the activities of our community. our countries are experiencing a galloping demography, and the women and the young people are the first to be affected by this consequence. However, we can benefit from the demographic dividend, and those young people and women can serve as engine for economic takeoff and for peace enhancement in our region. They are also key actors in the integration process. Our people are free movement of services and workers without any discrimination envisaged in common market. In this spirit, I'd like to propose the implication of the first ladies of our partner states, as is the same in African Union. Before ending my speech, I would once again like to emphasize that the priority should be to promote peace and stability in the DRC, and it is only fair to do this with the help of every person who initiated the whole process, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. In this regard, I am happy that His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta has been appointed as the facilitator in the peace process in DRC. He will oversee consultation at all levels and report to the head of state summit whenever required. To conclude my statement, I would like to thank you once again for the confidence you entrusted in me as chair of the East African community, and I wish all of us peace and stability in our respective countries. Long live the East African community. Long live African unity. God bless you all. Thank you for attention.
Thank you so much, the chair of the summit, for your maiden remarks on assumption of the chairmanship of the community. And once again, we congratulate you for this. Next, Your Excellency, Chair of the Summit, is the adoption of the agenda of the summit, which had already been presented to you and which I already read when beginning. And so the next step is to request you to request your colleague, members of the summit, to kindly consider adoption of the agenda. Your Excellency.
Thank you. As our duty begin, may I now call for a mover to adopt the agenda and the program of this summit. Any partner state move for adoption of the agenda and the program? Thank you. I hereby announce that the agenda and the program are duly adopted. Excellencies, I invite invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I now want to call upon the Secretary General to make his remarks.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, President Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, and the Chairperson of the EAC Summit Heads of State, Your Excellency, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of United Republic of Tanzania, Your Excellency, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, President Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, Dr. Eduardo Ngirente, Prime Minister of Rwanda, representing His Excellency President Paul Kagame, Your Excellency Jean-Michel Sama Lukoge, Prime Minister, representing His Excellency Felix Antoine Tshisekedi, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Your Excellency, Dr. Barnaba Mario Benjamin, Minister of Presidential Affairs, representing His Excellency President Salva Kiir, Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, our special guests, His Excellency President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Her Excellency Vera Sonkwe, UN Under Secretary and Executive Secretary of UNECA, Honorable Ministers, heads of regional economic communities here present, members of diplomatic corps, invited guests, all protocols observed. Your Excellency, I would want to greatly, and I'm humbled to thank all of you for agreeing to come to Arusha Secretariat for your 22nd Ordinary Summit of EAC Heads of State. I wish to thank Your Excellencies for your continued commitment in supporting the community as we strive to build resilient economies and post-COVID pandemic impact. I thank Council of Ministers for their continued guidance and support to the community organs and institutions. This has our resolve to work for the community and for the people of East Africa. I also salute the summit for their wisdom, commitment, and have fully integrated community, which is expanding. In the just concluded African Union mid-year review held in Lusaka, Zambia, the East African community was actually recognized as one of the most integrated progressive regional economic bloc, and for the first time for African Union, the East African community was singled out to share their experiences and successes that have been achieved. And it is because of your continuous guidance and love for this community. It's your resolve to deepen and widen cooperation. Secretariat continues to lay groundwork for effective implementation of the 4 pillars of regional integration. We are also committed to fast-tracking admission of DRC into the bloc, and we will work tirelessly along with themselves to ensure that we identify programs that will benefit the people of DRC. Excellencies, in the regards to private sector participation in the integration process, I thank you. And already yesterday you had a retreat. We have gone further to create some structures where there is the private sector and the East African Community Secretariat, technical working groups, to ensure whatever they decide, they are mainstreamed through the policy through these structures. The Secretariat intends to launch this common working platform so that private sector and other sectors, the civil society, have an opportunity whenever there are these round tables by the ministers and also the Secretary General. The just concluded Common Market Protocol Summit, it also provided opportunity for yourselves, Your Excellency, to take stock on the challenges on the market, on the Common Market Protocol. And the retreat benefited from your discussions and wisdom. And we are going to work tirelessly along with the Council to ensure some of the decisions that have been reached, we implement them. Your Excellency, the unveiled comprehensive regional health surveillance and response plan, the plan is to reinforce measures to protect and prevent spread of infectious diseases, some of these initiatives being development of the EAC Pass, a web-based application set to strengthen verification of COVID-19 test results and digital vaccination certificates. In partnership with the African CDC, all EAC partner states have joined the COVAX facility, the global pool procurement mechanism for COVID-19 vaccines, to ensure fair, equitable access to vaccines for all participating countries. Excellencies, national consultations for EAC Political Confederation have so far been held for the Republic of Burundi and the Republic of Uganda. Plans are at the advanced stage to hold similar consultations for the remaining partner states in the financial year 2022-2023. Excellencies, EAC continues to strengthen its partnerships with development partners and strategically refocus to respond to the East African needs, taking the community to the people. The EAC is the 3rd East African Community Development Partners Group Forum, providing a platform for the East African to share critical priorities anchored in the Vision 2050 and in the 6th Development Strategy, the comprehensive COVID-19 recovery plan, and the funding needs of the EAC programs and projects. Secretariat is following up on the various development who have expressed interest to support. The involvement of the civil society is also key as enshrined in the treaty, and therefore we are working closely with the umbrella body, that is the East African Civil Society, to listen and identify modalities on how they can participate in the EAC Secretary General's Forum. Despite the progress made in the implementation of the strategy plan, a number of challenges still persist, and one of them, Your Excellency, you just mentioned, that is about financial resources to fund EAC projects and programs. Hence, conclusion of sustainable financing mechanism is crucial. Slow pace of laws and regulations with the Common Market Protocol. This delays the integration process. Number 3 is the rising prices of fuel, food, and other commodities occasioned by the Russian-Ukraine conflict are impacting negatively on the welfare of the people in the EAC region. Just like in any parts of the world, there's need for the joint intervention and elevation of the situation. Excellencies, the community is implementing the strategy plan 2022-2023, and the key strategic areas is economic integration, effective implementation of the customs union, common market, in increasing EAC intra-EAC trade, enhanced freedoms and rights under the common market protocol, to peace and security, strengthening peace, security, political processes, emergency response mechanisms and good governance to create a stable business environment. Number 3 is private sector development and participation, increased participation, knowledge awareness, and participation in private sector and civil society organization and other stakeholders in the EAC region. And enhance productive and social sector. The 5th is infrastructure development. The 6th is institutional strengthening and transformation, where we need to build the capacity. And in conclusion, I want to thank you, heads of state, for coming to Arusha physically, and the Council of Ministers very closely with us at the Secretariat. I want to thank my own brother, the Speaker of Yara, and His Lordship, the Judge President. We've been working closely together to promote the common vision of this community and to ensure that institutions remain strong. I want to thank my colleagues, the head of institution, the staff, for continuing to work tirelessly so that we continue working for this community and serving the people of East Africa. Your presence here all gives us impetus to the integration process. I thank you, Your Excellencies.
I thank you, Secretary, for that brief. I wish now to call upon the chairperson of the Council to present the report of Council to Summit for the period of 1st March 2021 to 30th June 2022.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, the heads of state of East African countries and members of the summit, my colleague ministers of East African community, as well as other ministers from the community attending this meeting, staff of the community, ladies and gentlemen. The Council of Ministers extends its warm appreciation to the Summit of EAC Heads of State for its solid political and unwavering commitment to the EAC integration agenda. The theme of the Ordinary Summit this time is EAC, Deepening Integration, Widening Cooperation. It reflects the East African community's achievements and aspirations in implementing the 4 pillars of the integration: custom union, common market, monetary union, and ultimately regional political integration. This ordinary summit occurs when the region is also experiencing a steady economic recovery post-COVID-19. Economic growth in our region averaged 5.9% in 2021 compared to 2.3% in 2020. This strong growth has primarily been driven by removal of COVID-19 related restrictions, public investments, and steady performance of the productive sectors. But as we mentioned yesterday and mentioned earlier on today, it is also driven by increasing regional trade. We salute Your Excellencies the Summit of the East African Community Heads of State, for your visionary leadership in expanding the community. The EAC has been consistently ranked as the most integrated and the fastest growing REC in Africa, which is a tribute to your leadership. As witnessed earlier, a recent milestone has been the expansion of the community by the accession by the Democratic Republic of Congo, who has already deposited their instruments. Let me give a little highlight of the achievements of the community along its several pillars. On the matter of the customs union, a single customs territory is being implemented, and we are seeing increased performance in goods clearance. There's also been enhanced an interconnectivity of our customs systems, which has facilitated seamless exchange of trade information. In our endeavor to support the Republic of South Sudan to implement the customs union, the Secretariat, in partnership with revenue authorities, has developed a framework to expedite the integration. And we promise to do the same in the context of the Democratic Republic of Congo. For the period March 2021, we have attended to various NTBs, as mentioned by the chairman, and I will not repeat that. In the context of small and medium enterprises, the community has continued to promote them, and this is a sector that substantially employs many East African community citizens. We hold regular trade fairs across the region, the latest one being the SME Trade Fair in Mwanza, Tanzania in 2021. This attracted more than 1,089 exhibitors from the partner states, and all of them reported business opportunities. As mentioned by the chairman as well earlier, the East African community has ratified the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. We negotiated as a bloc pursuant to the decisions of the summit to engage with external partners as a bloc, and we're very happy that East African community was one of the first regions to complete its offers. In an endeavor to promote regional and social cultural integration through arts and culture, the EAC, through JamaFest, provide a regional platform to showcase culture as a prime driver of integration. We are glad to report that the 5th edition will be held in September 2022 in the Republic of Burundi, and I'm sure many East Africans look forward to seeing the Burundi dancers and drummers in action. The community has also committed to equipping its young citizens with practical skills, and in this regard, the community and the Council has adopted the TVET strategy framework. So far, 2 member states have implemented the TVET harmonized framework, and we encourage the other partner states to commence their implementation. As mentioned, you also, during your last ordinary meeting, adopted French and Kiswahili as official languages of the community in addition to English. In implementing this decision, the Council has approved the roadmap and the modalities for implementation of French and Kiswahili as the official languages of the community. The community has also engaged its young people through writing and through the annual essay competition that promotes better understanding and appreciation of issues related to the East African community integration. The summit of the EAC Heads of State is expected to award the 16 winners of the secondary school essay writing competition for the period 2019, 2020, and 2021. We are now happy to report that all partner states have ratified the SPS protocol in an effort to facilitate intra-regional trade for agricultural produce. In promoting value chains, the East African community has also adopted the East African Community Fruits and Vegetables Value Chain Strategy and Action Plan 2021 to 2030. To support the implementation of the strategy and action plan, the region has established public and private sector coordination platform. Your Excellencies, the Secretariat has continued to work with the partner states and other stakeholders to implement the Monetary Union Protocol Roadmap. We have seen some marked achievements which have been made towards establishing the necessary institutions to support monetary union. As required by the protocol, partner states have continued to harmonize all their policies, regulatory frameworks, as well as statistics in the run-up to monetary union. The EAC Secretariat, through the World Bank, funded projects in statistics development and harmonization, supported production of harmonized quality statistics in the region through capacity building of the national statistics offices. Implementation of the Summit Directive on the EAC Political Confederation Constitution continue to be implemented, and we have promised the outstanding consultations in the remaining countries will be undertaken. Your Excellencies, we therefore, or the Council therefore, recommends, and I've just summarized what is in a much larger report in the files that Your Excellencies have. And the Council therefore recommends to the Summit to consider and adopt the report of the Council for this Summit for the period 1st March 2021 to 30th June 2022. We also recommend that you direct the partner states to expeditiously conclude the sustainable funding mechanism for the community to address the financial challenges that the community is experiencing as outlined by the Secretary General. We also invite the Summit to reiterate the directive of the 19th Ordinary Summit that directed the partner states to expedite the amendment of their national policies, laws, and regulations to align them with the Common Market Protocol obligations and urge partner states to desist from introducing new non-conforming measures. A fourth invitation to consider is to direct the Republics of Burundi, the Republic of South Sudan, and the Republic of Uganda to create the conducive policy and legal and structural environment to facilitate the implementation of the East African Community Competition Act and enhance competitiveness of the regions. And we invite you to consider directing the partner states to expedite the development of a regional framework to coordinate the transferability and portability of social security benefits for persons and workers. In conclusion, I want to thank my colleagues, the ministers responsible for East African Community Affairs in the partner states, for the cooperation that they have accorded me during my tenure as chairperson of the Council of Ministers. We also wish to thank the Secretary General, the heads of organs or the institutions of the community, and the staff of the community for coordinating and implementing the various projects and programs of the community. Your Excellencies, I submit the report of Council for your consideration. Asante sana.
Thank you. May I ask you to continue with to present the report on the Council of the implementation of previous decisions and directives in the Summit.
Mr. Chairman, let me organize my papers and come back in a slight bit. Thank you.
We can comment this. If there is a comment, you are welcome. So we wait for organizing her papers. now is the denomination. We can continue. We arrive at the point of appointments of judge. I call upon the council to the community to introduce this item.
Thank you, Excellencies. Excellencies, I'm called Anton Kafumbe, Counsel to the Community. Excellencies, may be pleased to recall that during your closed session, you did consider an item on appointment of judges. Excellencies invoked Article 24.1 of the treaty and appointed Justice Cheborion Barashaki Boni from the Republic of Uganda as a justice in the appellate division of the court. You did also invoke the same provision of the treaty and appointed Justice Gachuko Leonard from the Republic of Burundi as a justice in the first instance division. Excellencies, we are aware that before they can dispense judicial services to the community law requires that they take an oath of allegiance and a judicial oath. Excellencies, allow me to call upon Her Worship the Deputy Registrar to step forward with the judges that have so been nominated and appointed for purposes of administering the oath and related aspects. Excellencies, we shall subsequently seek your indulgence to sign off those instruments. Deputy Registrar.
Your Excellency, the Chairperson, Your Excellencies, the members of the summit, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Christine Mutimura, and I'm the Deputy Registrar of the East African Court of Justice. Today is to administer the oaths of the two judges as provided for in Section 3 of the East African Community Oaths Act of 2019. Your Excellencies, the judges shall take two oaths, the oath of allegiance and the judicial oath. The oaths are a pledge by the judges to bear true allegiance to the East African community and to truly serve the community without fear or favor as judges of the East African community. Your Excellencies, allow me to now introduce to you the recommended judge from the Republic of Burundi before he can take his oath. Justice Leonard Gachuko is a Burundian national and a holder of the following degrees. He's a holder of a doctorate in legal sciences from the University of Namur. He holds a master's degree in human rights and peaceful resolutions of conflict from the University of Burundi, and is also a holder of a Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of Burundi. He currently serves as the head of the High Council of the Judiciary in charge of good administration of justice and fight against impunity, and is also serving as a lecturer at the National University of Burundi. Your Excellencies, he has also served in the following capacities: Judge of the Commerce Court, Director of the National Legislative Service, Judge and President of the Judicial Chamber of the Supreme Court of Burundi, Judge President of the Court of Appeal of Bujumbura, and President of the Criminal Chamber of the same court. Your Excellencies, Justice Gachuko has had a long and flourishing legal career. To mention all the positions that he has held would not be in the interest of your time. And therefore, I now invite my Lord Justice Gachuko Leonard to step forward and take his oaths as the judge of the First Instance Division of the East African Court of Justice. Yeah. Yes. So you're going to read. You can hold that one. Just put it down. Let's start with this one. Your right hand.
I, Leonard Gachuko, do solemnly swear that I will well and truly serve the East African community in the office of Judge of the East African Court of Justice, and that I will do justice in accordance with the treaty for the establishment of the East African community as by law established, and in accordance with the laws and the customs of the East African community, without fear or favor, affection, or ill will. So help me God. I, Leonard Gachuko, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the East African community, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the treaty for the establishment of the East African community as by law established. So help me God.
Thank you very much. You'll just go and bow right ahead and in front of you. Come inside, yes. Thank you for reminding me. So you right there. Continue. Go on. Thank you too. Your Excellencies, I would now like to introduce to you Justice Cheborian Barishaki from the Republic of Uganda. Justice Barishaki is a Ugandan national and has the following qualifications. He has a postgraduate diploma in legal practice from the Law Development Center in Uganda. He holds a Bachelor of Laws degree from Makerere University in Kampala, Uganda. He's also a holder of several professional certificates, which include a certificate in commercial litigation from the International Law Institute in Washington, D.C., a certificate in international arbitration from the International Law Institute of Washington, D.C., to mention but a few. Your Excellencies, Justice Cheborian currently serves as a judge of appeal in the Court of Appeal of the Republic of Uganda. He has also served in the following capacities: the Director of Civil Litigation in the Ministry of Justice of the Government of Uganda, Commissioner Civil Litigation in the Attorney General's Chambers of the Government of Uganda, Director of the Human Rights Education and Documentation Center in Kampala, Uganda, the Principal State Attorney in the Ministry of Justice of the Republic of Uganda, and he has also served as a Secretary General in the East African Law Society. Your Excellencies, Justice Cheborian Barishaki has had a long and flourishing career, and to mention all the positions that he has held would not be in the interest of your time. Allow me to now invite my Lord Justice Cheborian Barishaki, to take his oaths as judge of the Appellate Division of the East African Court of Justice.
I, Cheborian Barishaki, do solemnly swear that I will well and truly serve the East African community in the office of Judge of the East African Court of Justice, and that I will do justice in accordance with the Treaty for the Establishment of the East African Community as by law established, and in accordance with the customs of the East African community, without fear, favor, affection, or ill will. So help me God. I, Cheborian Barishaki, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the East African community, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the treaty for the establishment of the East African community as by law established. So help me God. I sign where?
Right here. We have one more.
Is that all?
Yes. Don't forget to take your vow.
Okay.
Your Excellency, Chairperson and the mission of judges of the East African Court of Justice. These are judges who are already serving as judges in both the First Instance Division and the Appellate Division. And the summit is expected to designate, pursuant to Article 24(6) of the treaty, a judge of the First Instance Division as the deputy principal judge who shall be responsible for the performance of such functions as are set out in the treaty. Your Excellencies, these judges are not present here today, and what is required of you is to sign their designation instruments. And in accordance with the principle of rotation and seniority, the summit is expected to appoint Honorable Justice Charles Nyawelo from the Republic of South Sudan as the Deputy Principal Judge of the First Instance Division. The summit is also expected to designate, pursuant to Article 24(5) of the treaty, a judge of the Appellate Division as the Vice President who shall be responsible for the performance of such functions as are set out in the treaty. Your Excellencies, the office of the Vice President of Court shall be held after completion of any one term as provided for in Article 24(9) of the treaty. And in accordance with the principle of rotation and seniority, the summit is expected to designate Honorable Lady Justice Sauda Mjasiri from the United Republic of Tanzania, who is currently serving in the Appellate Division as a judge, to be the Vice President of the Appellate Division of the court. Your Excellencies, I have concluded my role this evening, and I would like to request that you sign the instruments of appointment, as well as the designation of the judges. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before we invite the Chair of Council, let's continue with assent to bills. I will call upon the Council of the Community to introduce this item.
Excellencies, thank you very much. Excellencies, may be pleased to recall that you did consider this matter, and you did appoint her Lordship, Lady Justice Saudam Jasiri as Vice President of the Court, and you also appointed Dr. Charles Onyawelo as Deputy Principal Judge. Since they are already serving judges, Your Excellencies, they don't need to take oath again, and you're only seeking your indulgence to sign off the instrument of designation. I thank you.
Thank you very much. I now invite the Chair of Council to present the report of the Council on the implementation of previous decisions and the directive of the summit. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you for giving me time to find my papers. This item refers to the status of ratification of protocols, the status of resolution of long outstanding non-tariff barriers, and the status on inclusion of French and Kiswahili as official languages of the community in addition to English. In my earlier report, Chair, I gave an update on the status of inclusion of French and Kiswahili as an official language, but I will reiterate it. On the first matter, which is item A the sub-item A in this agenda, the details are contained in page 4 to 6 of your background paper in your folders. And I'd like to report that the following 7 protocols are still pending ratification by all partner states. Some have and some have not. The Protocol on Immunities and Privileges, the Protocol on Foreign Policy Coordination, the East African Community Double Taxation Agreement, the Protocol on the extension of jurisdiction of the East African Court of Justice to include matters on trade, the Protocol on the amendment of Article 24.2 of the Protocol of the Customs Union, the Protocol on Cooperation in Meteorological Services, and the Protocol on Information Technology. We urge the remaining partner states to expedite the ratification of all the pending protocols. And the details are in a summary matrix in your folder. With regard to the resolution of the long outstanding non-tariff barriers, the 21st summit had noted the status of resolution of long outstanding non-tariff barriers and directed the partner states and the Council to resolve them. As reported in my general report, a total of 13 non-tariff barriers have been resolved during the period, while 9 non-tariff barriers remain outstanding. And the distribution of the non-tariff barriers is all the member states are aware, and we would like to just comment that the NTBs continue to impact negatively on cross-border trade, and therefore they need a very quick elimination. And there's need for the partner states to abide by the summit decisions to resolve the emerging NTBs immediately. They are reported by the business community. The East African Community, Your Excellencies, has an established mechanism for the resolution of NTBs, and we're able to trade across the region without a lot of hindrances after we observe and apply this mechanism. I think I'd like to submit that with regard to the NTBs. And the final one, which is on the matter of Kiswahili, the summit directed, the 21st summit directed us to utilize French and Kiswahili as official languages of the community in addition to English. And the summit directed the council to expedite the implementation of the modalities of this directive. The council has met and approved the draft roadmap modalities for the implementation of French and Kiswahili as official languages, and these include taking stock of the status of usage of French in the EAC organs and institutions and partner states, capacity building of staff in the organs and in the institutions, and the infrastructure of availing the necessary infrastructure and equipment to make sure that we are able to communicate seamlessly. Today is the first day we are conducting a meeting in all the three languages, and we will continue to make steps in every every meeting. This will require additional resources, and the council has directed that we make available and first of all, we seek and make available the necessary resources to be able to transact business seamlessly in the three languages. So we appreciate your indulgence in bearing with us today, and we hope that the next experience will be a lot more seamless. I thank you and I submit.
Thank you very much. Any comment? If no, there is no comment. For the report of
Excellency, Excellency, I beg your pardon. Excellency, we have an item on bills. The bills are now ready, Excellency, and we request that you assent to the bills. This was also considered under your closed session, Your Excellency.
Yeah. Waited to this. Mm-hmm. Okay. For the report, the summit commend the council for implementing the program and the project in the community for a period under review. The summit also directs the council to resolve the outstanding issue and report progress to the 23rd Ordinary Summit. For the implementation of previous decision and the directive of summit, the summit commends the council for the progress made. The summit directs partner states and the council to implement the outstanding decisions or directives, and the partner states to deposit with the Secretary General the instruments of ratification of our outstanding protocol. Thank you. Now, awards to winners of the East African
Your Excellencies, first of all, let me take this opportunity to thank you for the opportunity you have given to me to serve the community and to give my humble contribution as a Deputy Secretary General in charge of productive and social sectors, where also this matter around student essay writing competition falls. In this session, Your Excellencies, I will be supported by the Director of Social Sectors Dr. Irene Charles Isaka, who is here present. She is new in the community, and I take this opportunity, Your Excellencies, to introduce her to Your Excellencies. She will be also helped by Nyonzima Stephen, who is acting education principal officer. Since 2004, the East African Community Secretariat has been coordinating the EAC the East African Community School Students Essay Writing Competition on an annual basis. And this is an initiative of a summit of the EAC Heads of State as part of the wider East African Community Outreach Program to create awareness among the school-going population about the integration process, the integration activities, and programs. It allows secondary school students from the East African Community Partner State to analyze and present their perspectives on contemporary development in the region and their impact on the East African Community regional integration. Students write essays of between 1,000 and 1,500 words, either in English, in Kiswahili, or in French. Your Excellencies, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it has not been possible to award the winners of 2019, neither those of 2020 and those of 2021, as the summit has not been able to meet physically, and therefore all the winners, who are 16, as said by the chair person of the Council of Ministers, are here present to be awarded and congratulated by you, Your Excellencies. I therefore have the honor to present to you the winners for their respective awards during this summit. Your Excellencies, these winners will be presented year by year. In 2019, we have 5, as the Republic of South Sudan was not part of the process. And then the 41st meeting of the Council of Ministers congratulated the following winners of the 2019 EAC Secondary School Students Essay Writing Competition. And at that time, the theme was, how can the cultural diversity of the East African Community Partner State be used to promote cultural integration, economic growth, and tourism in the East African community? The following are the winners of that competition. First one, Sylvia Makonjio from Kenya, Kisumu Girls. Welcome. The second, Mafula Fortunate Mugeni from Uganda, Iganga Secondary School. The third, Carolero Jean Christie from Burundi, Lycée Saint-Joseph. The fourth one is Ishimwe Nicole from Rwanda, Collège Marie Reine. And the fifth one, Your Excellencies, is Vanessa Porlema from Tanzania, Longido Secondary School. Those are the winners of 2019 19. They can proceed and be recognized by the heads of state and government. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Now, the winners of the essay writing competition in 2020, the 41st meeting of the Council of Ministers congratulated the following winners of the 2020 East African Community Secondary School Students Essay Writing Competition. And at that time, the topic of the year was how can the development in information and communication technology be utilized to speed up the development and integration efforts of the East African Community partner state. The following are the winners. First one, Mars Liandi Swaka, Nakuru Girls in Kenya. The second one, Idris Musa Hamadi from Tanzania, Azania Secondary School. The third one, Kanakulia Abraham Kevin from Uganda, St. Mary's College, Kisubi. The fourth one, Igiraneza Christibella, Lycée Notre-Dame de la Paix d'Obubanza, Republic of Burundi. And the fifth one, Mbabazi Secret, from Rwanda, Groupe Scolaire Mukarange Catholic. So now they can move forward to be recognized by the heads of state. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Now, year 2021, the 42nd Council was informed that the 2021 EAC writing competition took place and finalized in March 2022, and the following are the emerged winners. The topic at that time was discuss the challenges that the COVID-19 pandemic has posed to the education sector of the East African Community Partner State, provide recommendations on how these challenges can be addressed. We have the first one being Godson Crispin Obaga from Tanzania, Nyerere Secondary School. The second one, Reni Kipkirui Sitiene from Kenya, Alliance Boys High School. The third one, Iluo Hilda Praise from Uganda, Gayaza High School. The fourth one is Winnie Mutesi from Rwanda, Fawe Girls School. And the fifth one, Your Excellency, is Angela James Tatizio from South Sudan, Komboni Secondary School. And here we also congratulate the Republic of South Sudan because we have been able to organize this essay in that year, moving forward. And the sixth person, Your Excellencies, is Uimana Aime Fidelite, Lycée Notre-Dame de la Paix d'Obubanza, Republic of Burundi. So now they can move forward to be congratulated by the heads of state and government. So this is actually the end of this introduction of winners, and I take this opportunity once again to thank you, Your Excellencies, because this is of a very, very important way of encouraging our students to just move forward and be involved in the integration process. I thank you once again.
Thank you very much. Now is our time of the head of state, but someone suggested that if they have a statement, they can deposit in his secretariat, but if it is important, you can address it to the audience.
Mr. Chair, it was supposed to be so when my brother Uhuru was hurrying to going back to Kenya. But since now we do have time, I think we can continue presenting our statements. Thank you.
Thank you. Mzee, you have something to address to the audience?
Well, Your Excellency, Chairperson, Excellencies, Heads of State, Ministers, I'm just very happy. Today we were at that place where we commissioned the road. First of all, Arusha has expanded so much because I think that place where we were commissioning the road must have been bush. It is far away. Because in the past, from here, you would go to the bus park here, and that's where Arusha would end. But now I have driven kilometers. So I congratulate the people of Tanzania for building up the country. And the housing has improved. You no longer see nyumba za majani. It's all very good. But I was also remembering when we revived the community with Mzee Moi, we had started with Mzee Hassan Mwinyi, but I think by the time we launched the ceremony in the stadium, there's a stadium somewhere, that's where we launched it. We launched the community. Now, when we were there in the other ceremony, I remembered that time when we again relaunched the community after it had collapsed in 1977. So I'm just here to say how happy I am and to congratulate everybody, East Africans. But also to mention just one point, these countries have had a lot of problems in the world because of poor leadership. That's why you have got so many problems in the world. One country, known as China, was lucky to have very far-sighted leaders, especially two of them, Mao Zedong and Deng Xiaoping. Now, when we discuss here, I can see there is a need to scrutinize a bit more on what some of those leaders did, especially Mao Zedong. When you have these groups in the society, like what we're discussing here, the NTBs, the non-tariff barriers, how Mao helped China he analyzed the Chinese society. And he said this society of ours has got 4 social classes. The first one are the feudalists. These are bad people. We must get rid of them. The second ones are what you call the comprador bourgeoisie. Comprador bourgeoisie are people who make money on behalf of foreigners by working with foreigners. Commission agents, importers, those are comprador. Comprador is a French word meaning agent. Then he emphasized the role of what he called the national bourgeoisie, the ones who are building the economy, the local capitalists. And he said these are the ones who will help the country. So I think we should start a bit. We need more national capitalists in these countries and support them. So I thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here. Just mimi nashukuru tu.
Thank you very much. Mama.
Asante Mheshimiwa Mwenyekiti. Kwangu mimi ni kueleza furaha yetu na fahari yetu kwamba tumeweza kuwapokea wageni wetu na tumefanya mkutano leo tukiwa tunamalizia, na mkutano wetu umekwenda vizuri. Niwakaribishe tena Tanzania. Tanzania ni nyumbani kwenu. Lakini vile vile nichukue nafasi hii kumshukuru sana kaka yetu Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta ambaye tulimkabidhi dhamana ya kuendesha jumuiya yetu Februari mwaka jana, na ameweza kuiendesha kwa weledi na umahiri mkubwa. Tunakushukuru sana. Umeweza kuipandisha jumuiya yetu katika viwango vya juu, viwango ambavyo tunatakiwa kuviendeleza na ikibidi tuzidi pale ulipotuacha. Nishukuru ripoti au taarifa ya Baraza la Mawaziri ambayo imetaja mambo kadhaa ambayo umesaidia kwenye jumuiya yetu ya kijamii na kiuchumi ambayo yametokea wakati unaiongoza jumuiya yetu. Umeweza pia kuharakisha mchakato wa DRC kuingia kwenye jumuiya yetu, na sasa DRC ni wajumbe kamili wa jumuiya. Karibuni sana DRC ndani ya jumuiya yetu. Excellencies, this is a historic summit with the joining of Democratic Republic of Congo in our midst. We are formally witnessing expansion of our community, and in today's summit, our brethren from Democratic Republic of Congo are attending as full members of the East African community. And so I take this opportunity to commend my brother President Felix Tshisekedi and the people of the Democratic Republic of Congo for their commitment to the East African by depositing the instrument of ratification on the accession treaty ahead of time. Congratulations. Excellencies, our older brother, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, has always dutifully and diligently reminded us on the objectives of our integration, which are, among others, security, fraternity, and prosperity. In simple words, he's reminding us that in this globalized era, integration is not a matter of choice, but an imperative necessity for a domestic security and catalyst for improved welfare of our people. Excellencies, I listened attentively to the report of the Council. I commend them for the job well done. The report applauds, among other things, the number of non-tariff barriers which were resolved a year ago, and with persistent efforts to deepen our integration, we are singled out to be the best regional economic community. So congratulations to ourselves. Despite all this, We are still talking of resolving non-tariff barriers. There are still many others to be resolved. And this is happening while trading among our countries is less than 15%, indicating that we are not doing the needful to nurture our customs union and common market. We are trading much more with the rest of the world than among ourselves. We have to think about it, and this implies that our policies and frameworks we develop are aimed at facilitating third parties' trade with us and limiting ourselves those opportunities. I pose a challenge to the Council of Ministers to comprehensively strategize on how we can avoid this stigma. Excellencies, all EAC partner states are signatories and party to the African Continental Free Trade Area or arrangement, which aims at creating a single market. If we are not keen to abstain from benefiting individually rather than benefiting as a community, we'll only be accompanying others. We must always remember that those who are asleep will be carried away by the wind to the unknown destinations. So EAC should not be the one. The Council of Ministers should prioritize issues which address the missing links in value chain across the region, increase our efficiency in production, and enhancing cross-border trade and investment. This will enable us to instill confidence to our people and ownership of the integration process. Excellencies, the Republic of Kenya will be going to the general election in August next month this year. This presents another opportunity to our region to demonstrate to our people and the entire world that democracy reigns and democratic values are taking root in our community. I take this opportunity to wish a peaceful and successful election to our sisters and brothers in Kenya. Excellencies, napomalizia statement yangu, naomba nitume salamu za heri na kuwapongeza kaka yetu Evariste Ndayishimiye, Rais wa Burundi, kwa kuchukua nafasi ya uwenyekiti wa jumuiya yetu. Tuna kila sababu ya kuamini uongozi wako, na ni imani yetu na matumaini yetu kwamba chini ya uongozi wako utaweza kuendeleza swala letu la mtangamano katika hatua nyingine za juu. Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania toka wakati wa Mwalimu na Sheikh Abedi Karume tulikuwa tunaamini kwenye mtangamano, na ndio maana tunaitwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Kwa hiyo kwa kuwa tumekuzwa na tumekuwa na imani hii, tuna imani pia na mtangamano wetu wa Afrika Mashariki. Kwa nitumie nafasi hii kuelezea imani yetu na uwajibikaji wetu kwenye integration au mtangamano wa East Africa. Tanzania tutaunga mkono wakati wote mambo yote yanayoletwa kwa ajili ya kuelekea kwenye mtangamano wa jumuiya yetu au nchi zetu za Afrika Mashariki, na kwamba sasa tujielekeze kwenye kufanya mtangamano huo wa kweli. Baada ya kusema hayo, nawashukuru sana kwa kunisikiliza. Asante sana mwenyekiti.
Asante sana mwenyekiti. Mimi nafikiri nilipewa nafasi pale mwanzo ya kusema yangu, isipokuwa tena kushukuru Rais Samia Suluhu Hassan na wananchi wa Tanzania kwa kutupokea, na pia kukutakia tena kila laheri kwa kazi ambayo unaianzisha leo. Asante.
Asante. Waziri Mkuu wa Rwanda.
Thank you, Chair, Excellencies, distinguished guests. It is my honor to be with you today, representing His Excellency Paul Kagame, the President of the Republic of Rwanda. I would like to thank Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan and the people of the United Republic of Tanzania for the warm hospitality we have received in this beautiful city of Arusha. I would like to commend His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, the outgoing summit chair, for his leadership and commitment. I also like to congratulate the new chair, His Excellency President Evariste Ndayishimiye. I also like to take this opportunity to welcome the Democratic Republic of Congo into the East African community. You are welcome. The continued expansion of our community brings more benefit to our region. I wish to stress the urgency of accelerating the full implementation of the East African Community Common Market Protocol by all partners, including the decisions and the directive on the challenges that have been identified. Finally, I would like to express my appreciation to the East African community organs and the staff, in particular the Secretary General, for their hard work in support of our integration agenda. I thank you so much.
Excellences, Monsieur le Premier ministre de la République démocratique du Congo.
Oui, merci, Monsieur le Président. Excellence, Monsieur Evariste Ndayishimiye, Président de la République du Burundi et nouveau président en exercice de la Communauté d'Afrique de l'Est. Excellences, Madame et Messieurs, les chefs d'État de la Communauté de l'Afrique de l'Est. Monsieur le Secrétaire général de la Communauté de l'Afrique de l'Est, distingués invités, Mesdames et Messieurs, de prime abord, je voudrais joindre au nom de Son Excellence, Monsieur le Président de la République, Félix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo, mes félicitations au Président Evariste Ndayishimiye de la République du Burundi en tant que Président en exercice de la Communauté de l'Afrique de l'Est. Nous lui souhaitons plein succès dans son mandat. De la même manière, je voudrais féliciter et remercier le travail abattu par Son Excellence Monsieur Uhuru Kenyatta, président de la République du Kenya, pour son leadership éclairé et surtout pour l'accompagnement qu'il va continuer à faire dans le cadre de la paix dans notre communauté. Je voudrais aussi encore, au nom de Son Excellence Monsieur le Président de la République, Félix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo, remercier cet accueil chaleureux qui est donné ce jour à la République démocratique du Congo, alors qu'elle siège pour la première fois comme membre à part entière dans cette communauté. Et c'est l'occasion pour moi de rappeler que dès son ascension à la magistrature suprême, Son Excellence Monsieur le Président de la République démocratique du Congo avait promis de mettre tout en œuvre pour que cette adhésion se concrétise pendant son mandat à la tête de notre pays. Aujourd'hui, il y a lieu de croire que les projets communs à chaque pays membre ainsi que ceux de la communauté convergent vers les visées nobles de l'union douanière, de la libre circulation des biens et des personnes, ainsi que de l'intégration économique tout court. Et comme il avait souligné le 29 mars 2022, notre adhésion a pour conséquence de contribuer à l'optimisation et à la consolidation de l'exploitation des atouts économiques de nos pays respectifs et à l'accès de nos populations aux opportunités offertes par cette coopération élargie et renforcée. Je voudrais aussi déjà d'avance me réjouir de l'élargissement de la future communauté de l'Afrique de l'Est avec l'entrée prochaine de la République de Somalie, qui nous permettra de rallier ce bloc économique afin de soutenir également la paix et la stabilité dans la sous-région. En effet, la République démocratique du Congo entend jouer pleinement son rôle au sein de la communauté afin de la rendre plus forte et plus prospère. Enfin, de la rendre, cette communauté, plus efficiente. Et à travers le fonctionnement de cette organisation, y participer davantage. Et c'est l'occasion pour nous de proposer la création d'une institution qui sera essentiellement dédiée à la recherche et à la gestion, ainsi qu'à l'optimisation de l'environnement, des ressources naturelles, des mines et de l'énergie de la sous-région. Et bien sûr, nous entendons jouer un rôle particulier dans cette nouvelle institution qui sera créée. C'est une proposition qui est faite et nous espérons qu'elle aura l'adhésion de tous. Et par ailleurs, dans le contexte de la transition énergétique, marquée notamment contre le réchauffement climatique, cette institution jouera pleinement un rôle majeur dans l'adoption des politiques régionales d'adaptation à ces derniers et d'atténuation de leurs effets. Comme il a été constaté lors de notre retraite de haut niveau d'hier, les infrastructures occupent une place de choix pour le développement de notre communauté. Il est indiqué dès à présent que nos experts se penchent sur une réflexion prospective, de mettre en œuvre un plan de développement industriel de la communauté, devant permettre de mettre à contribution nos ressources aux fins de transformer nos sociétés respectives et de contrôler le maximum des maillons des chaînes de valeur. À cette occasion, je voudrais saluer la présence ici de Madame Vera Songwe, qui, dans son rôle en tant que sous-secrétaire des Affaires économiques de l'ONU, ici en Afrique, nous accompagne dans un processus intégrateur qui fait appel à la mise en commun des matières qui entrent dans la fabrication des batteries et qui appelle à la collaboration des pays africains qui peuvent contribuer au développement de la chaîne de valeur de celle-ci, ici en Afrique. Et donc, je voudrais ici revenir simplement sur les questions de paix et de sécurité telles qu'elles ont été mentionnées et tout l'engagement qui est mené ici au sein de la communauté pour s'assurer que rien ne soit ménagé pour que cet objectif de paix et de développement soit complètement atteint ici dans la communauté des États de l'Afrique de l'Est. J'en appelle donc ici à un engagement de tous les membres à favoriser un climat de bon voisinage et à militer pour cette paix et une paix durable pour tous. Que vive la fraternité entre les pays de la communauté d'Afrique de l'Est. Que Dieu bénisse notre communauté. Mungu atubariki sisi wote. Asante.
Republic of South Sudan, you have a floor.
For the shortage of time, I will read the highlights of President Salva Kiir Mayardit so that we allow His Excellencies to have the time to travel back home.
Your Excellency, Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, and the chairman of this summit, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, and the outgoing chairman of the chairperson of the summit, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, and the host to this summit, of the Republic of Rwanda, Right Honorable Edward Nyerere, Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Right Honorable Jean-Michel Sama Lukonde, Honorable Ministers, Dr. Peter Mathuki, Secretary General of the East African Community, heads of regional economic communities, members of diplomatic corps, representatives of development partners, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, and the wananchi of Tanzania. I bring to you greetings, Your Excellencies, from His Excellency General Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, and the people of South Sudan. I take this opportunity to thank and congratulate His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta for his wise leadership during the tenure as chairperson of the summit and for the numerous achievements the community made under the leadership. I would also like to once again and once more congratulate and welcome the Democratic Republic of Congo to the East African community. His Excellency also appreciates and recognizes on behalf of South Sudan the collective approach in the effort in combating the global pandemic, which of course the days of the coronavirus, and South Sudan indeed benefit from the plans of the East African community. In education equally, we were greatly encouraged by the commitment of institutes and universities in promoting particularly the Inter-University Council for East Africa, encouraging our youth for the future. Your Excellencies, East Africa Community is one of the regional economic communities working hard and rapidly growing in the provision of goods and services to our people. As private sector driven and people-centered community, it is therefore our collective private service on the rules of origin, certificate of origin, and simplified trade regime. This shall orient our people to trade with their fellow East Africans in light of common market and custom union protocols. The cross-border movement of goods, services, and people has been made easy by the operationalization of the one-stop border post at Numle. This is at our border. On common market protocol, the Republic of South Sudan has fully waived visa requirement for all the citizens of the East African community. This shows our commitment to the implementation of common market protocol. We are absolutely delighted that all our citizens can now move freely within the region without paying for a visa. This is in line with the common market protocol for the free movement of people, goods, and services within our region. It is also imperative to note that the Republic of South Sudan has made significant progress in elimination of non-tariff barriers. This will enhance the trade between the citizens of East Africa. Your Excellencies, he gave you a brief also on the role, the importance that the East African leaders and citizens have actually worked enormously to assist us in the implementation of the Republic of South Sudan. In the personalities of His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, and indeed is the contributions of the peacekeeping forces from all these countries in the region that are doing well in helping us implementing our peace process. This is a great progress of peace implementation, including the formation now of all the governments in the 10 states and the 3 administrative areas, including the legislative assemblies, as well as the judicial systems. So far in the security sector, the training of 53,000 forces has been finalized, and they are waiting for their graduation. The date is to be fixed, and in fact, His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit is inviting all of you, Your Excellencies, to Juba to witness this great event towards the consolidation of peace in the Republic of South Sudan. Our national legislature, both the Transitional Legislative Assembly and the Council of States, are performing their duties well. And for your information, Your Excellencies, it is one of the biggest assemblies in Africa, but for the sake of peace, it was accepted by the government and the party of having 650 MPs in a population of 12 million people. It is important to note that President Salva Kiir Mayardit is leading Juba peace process for the Sudan in trying to bring stability in the Sudan, and that's how it works. We were enemies before fighting. Now we are trying to help each other get one out of troubles. Your Excellencies, on the management of Nile Basin Initiative, there's a lot of debate now in the country about dredging of the River Nile, and any results, the feasibility studies to be conducted will definitely be shared with you. His Excellency President Salva Kiir is committed to sharing the results of the technical committee, which will be involved in the process of dredging, cleaning, and clearing of the Nile waters. As you know, we have the longest part of the River Nile, which is the White Nile, with enormous amount of water coming down from the mountains of the Congo, coming from Lake Victoria, and the rains, the underground water. Already we have flooding in some of our 3 states to the level that in fact it has been going on for 3 years, and this has impacted displacement of citizens, and they have to be relocated to higher areas, and this has caused us a lot of problems. Incidentally, with the light part, President Salva asked me maybe to congratulate ourselves on behalf of the East African community. Your Excellencies, of late, South Sudan has proved to be the champion of Africa in basketball. We are too long for football playing against United States. So encourage us, and that's what we want from you. He passes his greetings to all of you, and he would like the best of this institution. And South Sudan, as a young member that has joined, we will indeed contribute and strengthen our commitment to the organization, because East Africa, I think, is the beginning of human mankind. Indeed, in terms of archaeology and history, which seems to be the origin of mankind. So we shall all work hard and do our contribution within our ability. He says he would looking forward to see most of you during the graduation ceremony in Juba. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, our special guest became one of our family. He can address to the summit. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Mr. Chairman, Excellencies of Heads of States of the Summit, it's a great honor and privilege to me to be here with you in Arusha, Tanzania today. I thank you all for inviting us to this great summit. I also thank Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, and the people and the government of the Republic of Tanzania, United Republic of Tanzania, for the warm welcome accorded to me and to my delegation. East Africa partner states are truly valuable allies to Somalia, valuable allies, supporters, and friends of Somalia. The leadership and the efforts by the East Africa Community Partner States, some East Africa Community Partner States in Somalia in the last decade have supported us or made us to go forward to a better future of our people. Somalia will remain in debt for those efforts that has been given to us generously. Somalia and East Africa Community Partner States have long enjoyed historic ties based on common shared history that continue to benefit our people. Our collective future is positive, and we in Somalia seek a joint future of opportunity, progress, and prosperity with East Africa partner states. With our application to join the community pending since 2012, we seek an even stronger partnership with East Africa Community Partner States at all levels to be able to deliver for our people's aspiration. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the accession of Somalia as a member state of the East African community will not only boost our economic recovery, but also elevate the promise of the East African community, including widening and deepening integration and cooperation to boost our economic competitiveness in the continent and globally, and strengthening people-to-people ties, thereby enabling strength of each member state for the benefit of all, and to confront and solve problems together. Today, we kindly request the East Africa Community Head of States to champion Somalia's bid for accession. On our part, we are ready to fulfill the necessary requirement and complete the process of admission at the earliest possible time. While Somalia's application to join the East Africa community is pending, I'm committed to strengthening our economic ties further through the existing regional bodies of which Somalia is member, and bilaterally. In conclusion, I wanted to reiterate the great expectation that the people and the Federal Republic of Somalia placed in you and your countries to champion our development, including accession to the East African community. We are truly grateful, and I want to assure you of my commitment to further strengthen our ties to go forward. We already have started to make bilateral relationship with many countries, and some more we are going to do so in the near future, so that by the time we join the market, the common market of East Africa community, Somalia has many instruments in place with individually but ratify collectively. In conclusion, I would like to say thank you very much, and I will remain grateful for the remaining days and months to complete our accession, so that our people will be very much grateful for you as the leaders of the East Africa community today. I appreciate what good things had, good contributions that you did to Somalia in the past, and I appreciate your current effort to make us part of the family. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I call the Secretariat to present the communique. The Secretary General informed me that there is a personality who wants 2 minutes to address to the summit. It's Vera Songwe, Under Secretary, United Nations, UNECA. We give her a floor for 2 minutes.
Excellencies, good evening. I wouldn't take too much of your time. Let me start by recognizing, of course, the chairperson of the summit, Your Excellency President Evariste Ndayishimiye, Chair of the EAC and President of the Republic of Burundi, Your Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, Outgoing Chair of the EAC and President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania. It's a pleasure to call you my host today. I'm going to be very short. As we were talking, the United Nations Secretary General, the President of Turkey, Ukraine, and Russia just signed a deal that is going to allow for grain, fertilizer, and fuel to come out of Russia. I was very honored to be part of the team that negotiated that agreement, left the summit in Malabo to go to Russia in the middle of the war to see how we could make grain available for the continent. So it is really a huge, huge win for us to talk about the impact. This is for today, and I think we're very happy prices are falling by 4% already just as we speak and as they are signing. In 2019, you imported about $6 billion worth of fuel. The projected cost of that same amount of fuel is going to be $12 billion this year, just because of the increase in prices. You imported about $758 million worth of wheat. It is going to be $1.4 billion. 458 of fertilizer, it is going to be 800 million. All the prices are doubling, and we can all see that when we use our cars. This all seems like really bad news. Inflation in many of the countries in the EAC are 9%, 11%. This means that our debt to GDP is going to increase without us having done anything bad. But we can fix it, and I think that is where I end. With fertilizer, we see that there is huge production of fertilizer happening already. Today on our continent, and which is the reason why we import wheat, we use less than 15 tons per hectare of wheat, compared to 171 tons per hectare that is used in Europe or in Russia, which is why we import from them, because their productivity is higher. If we were to produce our own fertilizer, we could increase productivity by 10%. We could produce our own wheat, and certainly we could begin to export wheat and maize and corn and not export it and not import it. On fuel, I just want to thank President Kenyatta here, because one of the positives, again, of this crisis is that now we can produce gas. And we have always said that Africa needs gas as a just transition. Gas is going to reduce the cost of energy, but gas will also power the transformation of our continent, and this is particularly important. So again, I think that out of this crisis, we can do fertilizer. I think in Tanzania, in Burundi, we actually have a sustainable fertilizer plant in the sub-region. If we're only using 5 tons per hectare and we need to use 100 tons per hectare, we can create 8 million jobs just by improving on fertilizer use and by investing. I think we heard from the business sector yesterday, the opportunities are there all over. You inaugurated the road, and this is my final point. I just want to thank again, Madam President, and to make the point, the powerful point of trade. Trade in the EAC, estimated by the Economic Commission for Africa and the United Nations in general, can go up to about 19 billion more if we were able to actually do what the AFCFTA asks. And the proof of it is that within the last year, Madam President, Mama Samia, by improving on your business environment, for the first time in the last 10 years, Tanzania is exporting more to Kenya than it has ever done in the history of the region. This is the proof that trade can work in the region, and it can take 1 year to change those stats and bring them to $1 billion worth of trade between the two countries. The road you opened today hopefully will move from $1 billion to $2 billion, but that is the beginning of where we want to go. We can do batteries, we can do renewable energy in the DRC, in Rwanda. There is so much potential for health on our continent. We believe that this region should be the region that powers and motors growth and development in the sub-region. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. I now call upon the Secretary General to present the communique of this meeting for our consideration and approval.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. I now read through the communique of the 22nd Honorary Summit of the EAC Heads of State, whose theme was Deepening Integration, Widening Cooperation. That took place on 22nd July 2022, Arusha, the United Republic of Tanzania. The East African Community Heads of State, Their Excellencies Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Eduardo Girente, representing His Excellency Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda, Right Honorable Prime Minister Jean-Michel Sama Lukonde, representing His Excellency Felix Antoine Tshisekedi, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Minister of Presidential Affairs, Dr. Barnaba Mario Benjamin, representing His Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, held the 22nd Ordinary Summit of the East African Community Heads of State on 22nd July 2022 in Arusha, Tanzania. In attendance was His Excellency Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, as a special guest. The heads of state met in a warm and cordial atmosphere. The summit received the progress report of the Council of Ministers for the period 1st March 2021 to 30th June 2022. The summit commended the Council for their progress made in the implementing the programs and projects of the community and directed the Council to resolve the outstanding matters and report to the 23rd Summit. The summit received an update on the integration of the Democratic Republic of Congo into the community and directed the Council and the Secretariat to finalize and expedite the implementation of the roadmap on the integration of the Democratic Republic of Congo into the community and report to the 23rd meeting of the summit. 4, the summit received an update on the Nairobi process on the Democratic Republic of Congo and 1, decided to mainstream the Nairobi process into the EAC by invoking the provisions of the Article 4 of the EAC Protocol on Peace and Security. 2, appointed His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta as a facilitator to oversee the implementation of Nairobi process as provided for in the modality for the establishment and functioning of the EAC panel of eminent persons for the development of special envoys and representatives. 3, approved the terms of reference for the facilitator. 4, directed that a special fund be established to support implementation of the process. And 5, decided to expeditiously deploy a joint regional force in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Number 5 of the communicates heads of state considered a report on the implementation of previous decisions and directives of the summit and noted the progress. The summit directed the partner states and the council to implement the outstanding decisions and directives and report to the 23rd meeting of the summit. And then number 6 is the summit directed the partner states to ratify all outstanding agreements and protocols and deposit with the Secretary General for the instruments of ratification by 31st December 2022. The summit noted that the Council had concluded the roadmap for integration of the Republic of South Sudan into the community and directed the Council to work with the Republic of South Sudan to expedite implementation of the roadmap. Number 8, the summit noted the verification exercise for the admission of the Federal Republic of Somalia into the East African Community had not been undertaken, and directed the Council to expeditiously fast-track the verification exercise in accordance with the EAC procedure for admission of the new members into the EAC and report to the 23rd meeting of the summit. Number 9, the summit received an update on the status of inclusion of French and Kiswahili as official languages of the community, in addition to English, and considered a roadmap on the implementation of Kiswahili and French as official languages of the community, and directed the Council to expedite the implementation of the roadmap. 10, the summit appointed Honorable Judge Leonard Gashuko from the Republic of Burundi as a judge of the East African Court of Justice in the First Instance Division with effect from 22nd July 2022. Number 11, the summit appointed Honorable Justice Chebirion Barishaki Boni from Republic of Uganda as a judge of the East African Court of Justice in the Appellate Division with effect from 16th August 2022. Number 12, the summit designated Honorable Lady Justice Sauda Mjasiri as Vice President of the East African Court of Justice, and Honorable Justice Dr. Charles Nyawero as Deputy Principal Judge of the First Instance Division with effect from 22nd July 2022. Number 13, the summit thanked Honorable Justice Monica Mugenyi, Honorable Justice Geoffrey Kariambwire, and Honorable Justice Odas Gie for their dedicated service to the community, and wished them well in their future endeavors. Number 14, the summit noted the tenure of Honorable Christophe Bazvamo, Deputy Secretary General, will end in September 2022, and thanked him for his dedicated service to the community and wished him well in his future endeavors. Number 15, the summit ascended to the various bills passed by the East African Legislative Assembly. Number 16 is Their Excellencies, the EAC Heads of State awarded certificates to the winners of the EAC Secondary Schools Essay Competition for the years 2019, 2020, and 2021, and commended the winners for their interest in the East African community integration process. Number 17, the summit received the report on the resolutions from the high-level summit retreat on the EAC common market, and directed the Council to examine further the resolutions and report to the next summit. Number 18 is the summit received an update on the progress on consultations on the EAC Political Confederation Constitution, and directed the Council to expedite the process. Number 19, the summit launched 42.2 kilometer East African Community Arusha Bypass Road in the United Republic of Tanzania, which is part of the Athi River, Namanga, Arusha, Olili, Taveta, Voi Road. The summit commended the African Development Bank for financing the project. 20, the summit noted the Republic of Kenya will be conducting elections on the 9th August 2022, and wished the government and the people of the Republic of Kenya peaceful elections. 21, the summit commended His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, for chairing the community for his stewardship of the affairs of the community during his tenure. Number 22, the summit recalled its previous decisions on its 21st meeting that the Republic of Burundi will be the next chairperson of the community, and the summit decided so, and the Republic of South Sudan has assumed as a rapporteur. And 23, the summit extended their gratitude to Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, for the warm and cordial hospitality accorded to them and their respective delegations during their stay in Tanzania, done today at Arusha, this 22nd day of July 2022. I thank Your Excellencies.
Excellencies, I think is approved. Excellence, I thank you very much for your participation and your contributions in our 22nd Ordinary Summit. I thank all the participants and declare the 22nd session of the Summit of Head of State of East African Community closed. Thank you. I think now Secretary General can proceed to indicate what to do after.
Thank you so much, Your Excellencies. Now the signing of the communique of the 22nd Summit of the Heads of State is going on. The very last item, Your Excellencies, it has been a long day, but the last one will be after the signing of the communique. Very few pictures at the back there. The protocol will guide. And the first one will be the heads of state of the EAC partner states. The second one will be the heads of state together with the head of state of the Federal Democratic Republic of Somalia. Then the heads of state together with the chair, the members of the council. Then with the SG, DSGs and UNECA representative, then together with the newly appointed judges and the students who have been awarded today. So after the signing, we'll just request for 5 more minutes of your time, Your Excellencies, for those few pictures, and then we'll have the EAC anthem, and then you'll depart, Your Excellencies, at your own pleasure. Thank you. Seats have already been arranged. So, Your Excellencies, the summit members, the teams who will take.
Not a flag, I told you.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. So the teams who will be taking the pictures with the heads of state will move over from the left-hand side, and then we'll exit from that at the right-hand side. So the first picture is the summit of EAC heads of state alone. The summit of the EAC heads of state. So the heads of state will take their seats. The first picture is for the summit. The second will be the summit plus the President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Somalia. He will join the other excellencies. The President of Federal Democratic Republic of Somalia, you can join the summit members. After that, we'll have all the ministers present, members of the council, and all the other ministers present. Thank you so much. Next will be the summit, the Secretary General, the Deputy Secretaries General, heads of organs, that is the Judge, President, and the Speaker, and the representative of UNECA, Vera Songwe. Get ready to join. Thank you so much. We could have the Secretary General, the Deputy Secretaries General, the heads of organs of the EAC, that's the Judge President, the Speaker, and Vera Songwe of UNECA. They will be followed by the newly appointed judges of the East African Court of Justice. The newly appointed judges, get ready. Thank you. The newly appointed judges, you can go for the next picture. And the last picture will be with the students, winners of the EAC essay writing competition, and the heads of state. The students, winners of the EAC essay writing competition, Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our distinguished students, now you can depart. Your Excellencies, we are coming to the end, and we'll request you humbly to be upstanding so that we take the EAC anthem. The brass band, be ready to give us the EAC anthem. Your Excellencies, be upstanding for the EAC anthem.
Kwamba Kifaransa.
Thank you so much, Your Excellencies. That is the last item. Thank you so much for your patience. It has been a long day.
Ulikuwa ni wimbo wa Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki huo ambao ulikuwa ni heshima kwa wakuu hawa wa nchi, lakini kama sehemu ya kumaliza ratiba rasmi ya mkutano huu ambao ulianza hapo leo ndio kuwa unamalizika, na sasa wanaanza kuondoka. Brass band hiyo inaendelea kusindikiza wakuu hawa wa mataifa wanachama wa